5752. That is the way to get through. I'm seeing that YouTube is back up right now. Now, I posted this on my YouTube channel this week, and I talked about it a lot. People call me up about a dog barking. How do I stop my dog from barking? How do I get my dog to shut up? Listen to me carefully, folks. Please, you cannot stop a dog from barking if you don't know the reason it's barking in the first place. The first thing you need to do if you have a barking dog is try to figure out, why is the dog barking? There's something causing him to bark, and it's up to you as a good guardian to figure it out. But please don't try to stop your dog from barking if you have no idea what he's barking at. You may be making him more neurotic than you already have. Let me get back to the phones right now. We are going to, let's go to Stormy in La Crescenta. Hey, Stormy, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing super, Stormy. How about you?
Good. I have a cat who's about 12 years old, and I have 4 cats, 3 adults and 1 kitten my daughter brought home. Anyways, the old cat, I had COVID, and at 4th of July I had COVID. So I didn't really pay attention to the cat. I was trying to stay away from her. I fed her, but I didn't really have that much interaction. And she sleeps on my bed all the time, so she really wasn't out of the house for me to watch her. And then I noticed she was totally skinny, so I stopped feeding her the dry food and switched to wet food. And I wanted to know what kind of a senior adult cat food is wet food besides no beef. It's got to be all chicken, all poultry.
All right, here's what I would do, okay? I want you to go to Lucy Pet's website. They have wet food for your cat as well. It's LucyPetFood.com. Go there, check out the food. Now, here's why I recommend Lucy so highly, and this is not a commercial for Lucy. They have their own laboratory. Lucy Pet Food is manufactured right here in Southern California. They have the compassion for your animals like you do. So they have some great formulas. Check it out. Now, it's important that you understand that cats' bodies are made up of like 60 to 65% water. So sometimes with the older cats, if they're not drinking enough water, you do have to make that switch to the wet food so they're getting that liquid intake as well. But is he eating the wet food okay?
Oh, yes, but she doesn't eat large quantities. So I feed her 3 times a day.
Let me do this. So you're giving her the wet food. I want you to check out Lucy Wet Food too, but here's what I'm going to do. I have my own Hugs and Kisses supplement. When we get older, whether a human being gets older or an animal gets older, we don't digest our food properly. We don't absorb everything we need properly. So what I'm going to do, Stormy, is I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs, the most expensive thing, sure, Warren, my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treat specifically made for your cat. It has all kinds of things that will not only help with digestion with an older cat, although 12 years old is not that old, but it'll make a big difference in terms of absorbing everything she needs. So I want you to check out LucyPetFood.com for some wet food, and I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses supplement for your cat. How's that sound, Stormy?
Good. And pets do have a sense of humor.
What does your dog? What does your pet do to make you smile or laugh? Well, one of your 4 cats.
They just roll over. They act dopey. They jump up in the air. It's cute.
Yeah, my 2 dogs have a whole stand-up routine when I come home. The 2 of them stand up a stage. They grab. No, I'm just joking with you. Anyway, Stormy, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and we are going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treat for that beautiful, beautiful cat of yours. Hey, monkeypox. You hear enough about monkeypox? Monkeypox can spread to a pet, according to a doctor. This out in New York State. Health officials are warning people who are infected with monkeypox to stay away from household pets since the animals could be at risk of catching the virus. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention for months has the advice in place as monkeypox spreads in the U.S. But it gained new attention after a report from France just published last week in the medical journal Lancet, an Italian greyhound that caught the monkeypox virus. So they say if you do have monkeypox, kind of stay away from your pet a little bit, because they can get it as well, obviously. Tough time. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We are going to Neil, Los Angeles. Hey, Neil, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I have a question. I have a 12-year-old cat. We raised her from bottle feeding, so she's only known as her mama abandoned her when she was a baby.
Yeah.
I guess when they were moving the litter. But anyways, so first I wanted to ask, is it okay to feed your cat tuna?
No. I mean, it's okay to feed them occasionally. No, occasionally a little bit of tuna, or if it's a tuna cat food, that's fine. But just giving them plain tuna doesn't have the nutrients and the other things that they really, really need, like taurine.
Got it. So what my cat is doing is she doesn't really like. We feed her Fancy Feast, tuna flavored, and a few other flavors. But all she does is lick the gravy and leave the food.
Well, then what I want you to do, in other words, is it a wet food or dry food are you giving her?
It's a wet food. We leave her dry food all day long, and then we give her wet food 2 times a day. Once at like 6 in the morning, and then.
Why don't you try soaking the dry food? Why don't you try soaking the dry food with some of the liquid from the wet food? But also what I would recommend is before you give the wet food to your cat, pop it in the microwave for a second or two, then make sure it's cool enough. What happens is cats eat with their nose. They really, really do. I know it's hard to understand that. Their nose smell is so critical. So what's happening is that if you can make it smell stronger, better, they're going to be more apt to eat it. So if she's being a little finicky about it, or she's just drinking the juice and not eating the food, heat it all up together a little bit, put some of that liquid in the dry food, and I think that would be very, very beneficial for you, Neil.
And how about mixing in a little bit of the tuna? I mean, this cat goes crazy over tuna. The second she smells it, I mean, her whole demeanor.
So then here's what I would recommend doing. Take the wet food that you're giving her, pour some of the tuna water over the wet food, let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, drain some of the tuna wet food, then pop it in the microwave. Now it smells like tuna, but she's not getting all that tuna. She's getting the nutrition from the cat food, which she should be getting.
Gotcha. That sounds good. And one other question. So recently, she might have a little bit of an anxiety disorder. She'll like do this weird and like she's wanting me to call her, but she'll do that like in another room or something. And I'm just trying to figure out what she's trying to say.
How old is your cat, Neil?
12.
12, you know, it's very possible she has a little bit of dementia, and sometimes they'll go into another room, get confused, or get a little bit lost, and you'll hear that loud meow. Nothing to worry about. Anyway, follow my advice. I'm putting you on hold, and I am going to send you know what? I'm going to send you, I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food, okay? Let it soak in that tuna juice a little bit, then drain that tuna juice, and you will be fine. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. So do you think your cat licks you because he adores you, because he loves you, he wants to play with you, or is he just teasing you? We got that coming up. And also, the question of the day is, do pets have a sense of humor? Do they have a sense of humor? The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. All right, guys, you're listening to The Pet Show. What does that mean? We love cats. We really do here on the pet. In fact, our first 3 calls were cat calls. I mean, not cat calls, but cat calls. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. Hugs and kisses, Arthur Sue Cole, my book, Kitty Lickies. And I'm adding something new to the giveaway list today, all natural herbal flea spray. I will be giving away to you if I think that you need it as well. So it's a great time to call me, whether you just want to answer my question, which is pretty simple. Come on, guys. Do dogs and cats have a sense of humor? What do your dogs and cats do to make you smile or laugh? I honestly believe if I come home in a horrible, horrible mood, Molly and Willie will make me laugh. What do your dogs or cats do? Do you believe they have a sense of humor? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me go to Monica first. We got Tammy, we got Wilma, we got Michelle. We're going to get to all your calls. Hey, Monica in Westchester, welcome to the Pet Show.
Warren, thanks for taking my call. My friend was given a baby black lab, and he lives in the valley, and he can't bring it in the house because he always pees, and he's a workaholic, and so he leaves it outside in the valley.
So what made him decide to go out and get
alone and stuff? And I don't know if I should take it or not because we've had animals all our life, and we're running out of money, kind of. And what can I do with the baby?
Monica, listen. Number one. How old is the puppy?
About 12 to 15 weeks by now.
And why would someone go out and get a puppy if they don't have time for it or patience to take care of it?
Right, but I don't know. It's his boss that dropped him off. I don't get it. Yeah.
Okay, so what do we have? There's the beautiful puppy and a great dog. And again, why are you considered financially not taking him? Is that the problem?
Yeah, kind of. We're getting up there in age, my twin sister and I, like in our almost 70, and it's like, well, also I have a rat terrier that barks at any big dog. We have to watch him when we take him outside.
Did this friend of yours, did he buy this puppy from a breeder?
No, but his boss gave it to him. Maybe it was from a breeder. I don't know. And my friend is a really good, heartfelt person, but he doesn't get it that, he's a baby. You got to watch out for the little one.
Heartfelt or not heartfelt, if you see something that's not enjoying life and if you don't have time for something, you got to make the choices to make sure you're responsible about it. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, financially, if you can take care of the dog, we got to get the dog out of that situation, obviously. And nothing against your friend, but obviously he's way too busy, way too occupied with his own life to take on the life of something else. What I would try to do is, if you can take him, fine. What you can also do is I may know somebody looking for a lab puppy. I'm not positive, but I may. So if you can shoot me an email at mail@thepetshow.com.
What was the first word?
Mail, M-A-I-L, mail, just like mail. Mail at thepetshow.com.
Okay.
Send it to me with a phone number, information. If you have a photograph of the dog, that would be great. And let me see if this person I'm thinking of already got a dog, adopted a dog or not. His family may be interested. It would be a great fit. They have kids too, and it would be great. So anyway, I want you to do that for me. Thank you for being so concerned.
Phone number and something else. What was it? I give them the phone number and the picture if I can.
And a picture if you can. And if you can get that to me as quick as possible, I will get it out to them as quick as possible. And we'll see if they want it. If not, then I'm going to have to give you some different advice.
Thank you very much, Warren.
Hey, don't go anywhere. The fact that you love them so much, I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright." None of my friends walk upright. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Let's go to Michelle in Encino. Interesting question. Hey, Michelle, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi.
So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at my computer, and it says that your daughter has a dog who's going blind. How old is the dog? What kind of dog is it? And how bad is the vision right now?
Well, he's got diabetes. He's about 12, I think.
Is he on insulin?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's about 12 years old, and how are you able to anticipate that he's losing his sight?
Well, because he bumps into things.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Number one, is start using either a clicker or start using your foot. And before you feed him, let him hear a little stamp of your foot. Let him start, and you can use the word, whatever you want. I mean, his hearing's not bad; it's just his eyes. And say, little stamp and come, so he can follow that sound. Here's the other thing I want to talk to you about. I have literally lived with at least 50 or 60 totally blind dogs in my life. And what I always do when I notice that they're really getting bad is I'll get a bunch of cardboard boxes, and I will actually make paths in my home. The paths that the dog would normally take to get to the food, to get to the back door to go out, to get to the living room to hang out with me when we're watching reruns of Seinfeld, whatever. So in other words, get a bunch of cardboard boxes. You don't have to be cardboard boxes. They could be long pieces of cardboard. In other words, if you make little runways, the dog will eventually learn. And you can take some of his treats and put them along the way. They'll learn a different way of walking without bumping into things. And obviously, if there's anything dangerous or sharp, you're going to want to remove that from the premises, or at least put those child-proof corner things on it. But making those little kind of alleys for the dog will make all the difference in the world. And don't overreact. In other words, just because the dog is visually challenged at this point doesn't mean that his life is not going to go on. His life is going on. I've worked with blind dogs. I've had blind deaf dogs. And the bottom line is they do adapt and will adjust. His hearing will get better. His sense of smell will get better. And as long as you make those paths and, again, teach him which way to get around the house newly because he is losing his sight, you're right on track. How's that sound?
Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much for being so concerned about your granddog. And don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. And for your granddog, he's an older dog. You know what? I'm going to send you some Orthosuit Gold. Make sure the body stays in good shape. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. I got lots of great stuff to give away. Hugs and kisses. You just heard me give away some Orthosuit Gold, kitty lickies, copies of my books, and also some all-natural herbal flea spray. Great time to give me a call, by the way. But you know what? Let me take a quick call. And Tommy, I'm going to get to you in just a second. Bill, Michelle also. But let me take a quick call from Wilma in Santa Ana right now. Hey, Wilma, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. What's up?
Well, my dog is, I've only had him a few months. My sister died, and it was her dog, and so I kind of inherited it.
Bless you so much for taking him in.
He's a Jack Russell, and he's a nice dog, very, very smart, but he itches constantly. No fleas.
Was he itching constantly at your sister's home?
Pardon?
Was he itching constantly when he lived with your sister?
Yes.
Okay, and is it seasonal? Does it happen all year round or occasionally? Because, dogs can get hay fever.
No, it's year-round.
Okay, so then it's probably some type of allergic reaction. That's a good possibility. I'd have to know, is it the bottom of the feet, the top of the feet? But it sounds to me like it could be some type of allergy situation, which you may want to speak to the vet about. But in the meantime, there are some great products. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplement. And in fact, I'm going to do a commercial for him right now. But before I do that, let me just tell you. There's two ingredients that's going to make all the difference in the world for you. When I first originated Hugs and Kisses over 35 years ago, before I made the new version, I've added glucosamine and chondroitin for hips and joints, but more important, I added lecithin, which is absolutely critical. And not only did I add lecithin, but I also added biotin. There's nothing better for skin and coat. So let me send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses supplement. Give it about 2 or 3 weeks. I think you're going to see a major difference in terms of itching, in terms of shedding, or any other problems you're having. If not, come back to me, and I may recommend an allergy test at that point. But in the meantime, I'm putting you on hold. Suzette's going to pick up, and we're going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses for your pet. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. If you're new to the show, many of the items, and it's not I'm giving away, it's my sponsors have been with me, many of them for 20, 25 years. Many of the items were 35, 45, even $50. So everyone that calls in and gets through to me live on today's show will get a great gift for their dog or cat. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. I do have a line open, 866-870-KRLA. Come on, guys. I want to hear from you. Do you believe your dogs and cats have a sense of humor? Come on, they're part of the family. What do your dogs and cats do to make you feel better, to make you smile if you come home from a hard day's work? What do they make you do? And let's face it, everyone's stressed out nowadays. What do your dogs and cats do to help de-stress you and make you feel better? Give me a call, and I'll send you a great gift for your dog or your cat. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. You know, I kind of mentioned earlier that dogs do have the ability to get hay fever. It could be a licking or biting their paws, excessive scratching, red skin around the eyes, shake their head, rub their ears. They appear tired or lethargic. Just like people, dogs can in fact get hay fever. So it's good to be aware of that. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. You know, just before I get to the phones, I see there's a question that came in on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Valerie writes, my dog eats rabbit poop from wild rabbit that comes into my yard. Will it hurt them? Generally, it's okay. Generally, your dog will be absolutely fine. You have to be a little concerned about certain types of parasites, but if you monitor your dog's poop, you should be fine. I've had as many as 22 rabbits and a bunch of dogs at the same time, even the rabbits that are wild. Generally, it's not a big deal if they eat some, if the dogs eat some rabbit poop. Of course, you want to limit it, number one, and number two, you want to make sure there's no parasites. But other than that, it's not abnormal behavior. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's go to Tammy, Laurel Canyon. Hey, Tammy, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren, thanks for taking my call. I just adopted a 2-year-old cat, and she came to me with a UTI that I treated, and it didn't go away, and I took her back for her UTI again, and she also had tapeworms. So she's been treated for that and had the spot treatment for fleas. So I think that I've gotten everything that I'm supposed to get taken care of. But she is, I'm just worried about how long she must have had those tapeworms, because there were a lot of them, and she came from a hoarding situation, and her coat
was she very thin? Was she very thin when you got her?
Very thin. She was very thin.
With a big appetite?
Big appetite, yeah.
That's just the perfect sign.
She still has a big appetite, but she seems to have gained maybe half a pound over the last 3 weeks.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that there is some weight gain, Tammy, but you want to make sure the weight gain is gradual. So it sounds to me like she's been treated everything she can be treated by with the veterinarian taking care of the tapeworm. But that's indication of tapeworm right off the bat. You know, amazing appetite, skinny, but just amazing. I'm glad. First of all, thank you for taking this cat in. That's number one. Number two is taking care of all of the physiological needs that the cat needed. I think she's going to be fine at this point.
Well, I would like to know about how I bought some kitten milk because I thought maybe that would build her up some, and I didn't know what she was absorbing from the food, and then I also didn't know since she's had the UTIs, and the girl who I got her from said that she had one earlier this year, so I know she's got some problems with her urinary tract infection. I bought her a cat fountain to make her drink more water,
and
I need water everywhere.
Oh, it's not only a cat fountain, also a lot of in fact, on my YouTube channel, I just posted it. It's already getting a lot of hits. I just posted it at youtube.com, what to do if your cat's not drinking enough water. It's a great little piece. You ought to take a look at it, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. But getting beyond that, at this point, it sounds to me like what we need to do is, again, you've taken care of all the veterinary issues. You want to make sure she's getting the nutrition she needs, but more important than just getting the nutrition, you want to make sure that the nutrition she's getting is absorbed into the body where it needs to be. If it goes in the stomach and comes out the butt, what good is it? So I'm also going to do this. I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses for Cats. You know, it has that for digestive purposes, it has what am I thinking? Prebiotics and probiotics. My mind went blank for a second. And people are unfamiliar. I'm going to do a commercial word, but prebiotics really make the probiotics work better. So I'm going to send you Hugs and Kisses for that. Give them about 2 or 3 weeks to work. Give me a call back, and I think she's going to be absolutely fine, Tammy.
Thank you so much.
And give her a hug and a kiss for me, will you?
I will.
All right. Hold on. Suzette's going to pick up in a jar of Hug and Kisses for your cats. We'll be on its way to you. And we'll get to you, Bill, in a sec. But right now, by the way, it's a great time to call me. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. You know, here on the Pet Show, End It My Way. Little Captain Kangaroo here on the Pet Show. Great memories for me. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. We're going to break for the top of the hour in a minute or two, but let me see if I can grab Bill over here. Hey, Bill, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren. I have a cat named Yuki, and he's a hybrid. Wait a minute. Hold on one sec.
No problem, Bill. We'll hold on. Take your time. Go out, buy a six-pack, enjoy. No, what's your question for me?
Anyhow, he's a hybrid Steel Point Red Abyssinian. He's 18 years old. He's going to be 19 on Veterans Day, November 11th.
Yeah.
He's been a diabetic for 6 years, and I give him U40 insulin every 12 hours with his food, but he's now developing arthritis. And the arthritis, I'm trying to figure out what would make him more comfortable. I take him outside in the sun, and that helps a little bit to alleviate it. I'm a truck driver by trade, and I work 12-hour shifts.
Let me recommend this, Bill, okay? Because of the diabetes, there are certain supplements that we can't give him because I don't know how much sugar they actually contain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you some hemp seed oil specifically made for the joints, okay? And I'm going to send you this hemp seed oil, but I want you to just run it by your vet to make sure it's okay to give the cat the hemp seed oil. I've seen great benefits from it. I would definitely recommend you give it a shot. I don't want to send you the supplements or whatever because they all have a little bit of sugar in them. We know with diabetes we don't want any problems there. So let me send you some of the hemp seed oil for your cat specifically for joints. Just run it by your vet quickly, and if the vet says okay, and I've heard amazing things about dogs and cats that have arthritis. Listen, I suffer with arthritis and I take hemp every day, so I think it's a great idea and the best way to approach it.
Great. Thank you for that advice. Yeah, my cat has been with me for so long, and I'm just trying to make his twilight years comfortable as possible.
What's your cat's name?
His name is Yuki, spelled Y-U-U-K-I. He's a male. He looks like a mountain lion. He's a mix between a red Abyssinian and a Seal Point Siamese.
It's got to be some combination. What a beautiful, beautiful cat.
He's a beauty. And I trained him in a half hour when he was young, just with treats to sit, shake hands, and lay down on command.
Oh, gosh. And you know what?
He's very smart.
He's 19 years old. I hope he's around for another 19 years, but let's be realistic. Just remember when the time does come that you have given Yuki the most incredible life that anyone could ever give a cat. So just 19 years of bliss living with you, a truck driver coming back every 12 hours to give insulin. Boy, were you both lucky. He was lucky to find you, and boy, were you lucky to find him at the same time. Anyway, listen, don't go anywhere. What I'm going to do, Bill, God bless you again. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you some hemp seed oil for the hips and joints, and I appreciate that phone call. We're going to break for the top of the hour. When we come back, I got plenty of time for your questions and comments. We're going to talk about whether or not you should let your dog jump or stop your dog from jumping. We're going to talk about why your cats may be sitting on hot electronic equipment. What does it mean if your dog normally is very attentive, but all of a sudden loses his focus? And is your cat licking you because he loves you, or is he just teasing you? The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And if you love your dogs or cats, I know you do, but sometimes you get confused about why they behave a certain way, why your cat looks at the litter box and says, nah, use it yourself. The dog is humping everything in sight. Cat's not drinking water. You take your dog for a nice stroll in the evening. Beautiful day, beautiful night here in Southern California. Sees the neighbor dog, and all of a sudden you're walking Cujo. You have this other dog you just adopted. Bless you for doing that. But he has separation anxiety. Your cat's waking you up in the middle of the night, is peeing all over the house. You don't have any idea what to do. Well, that's what this show's all about. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And if you love dogs and cats and want to find out why they behave the way they do and how I can resolve any issues you may be having with your pets or vice versa, any issues your pets may be having with you, great time to give me a call. By the way, again, if you're new to the show or regular to the show, everyone that calls in today and gets to talk to me live on the air will be getting a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. And again, I'm not giving away milk bones over here. Thanks to my sponsor, some of these gifts are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. Who want one of those gifts for their dog or cat? So it's a great time to give me a call, even if you just want to respond to my question of the day. Do dogs and cats have a sense of humor? Do your pets have a sense of humor? Great time to give me a call. Or if you just want to let me know about any issues you may be having with your dogs or cats or vice versa, the phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. And let me give you a list of what I'll be giving away to you guys as you call in on today's show. I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. One formula for dogs, one for cats. Total vitamin supplement, takes care of the hips, the joints, the bones, the shedding, the dander, the dry skin, the cat, all that gone. So I'll be giving away some Hugs and Kisses supplements. I'll be giving away some Lucy Pet Formulas for Life pet food, both for dogs and cats. Arthrosuit Gold to keep your dogs and cats' hips in the best shape ever. Copies of my best-selling books. Both of them, by the way, were best-selling books. How to Get Your Dog a Heart, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. I'll be giving away hemp seed oil for many varieties of issues your dogs or cats may be having. Kitty Lickies will keep your cats happy and healthy. As I said, Lucy Pet Food, those amazing T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright. And because you asked, I'll also be giving away on today's show, if you call in and get through to me, some all-natural herbal flea spray. Who cannot use that? Some all-natural herbal flea spray. So it's a great time to call me if you have a question or a comment, want to talk about a dog you used to have or your first dog. That's what this show's all about, because every time you call in with a story or a question or a comment, it actually encourages other people to go out and do what you've done, rescue and save animals. That's why I've been doing this show for 41 years. The main objective is to get as many dogs and cats and other animals into proper homes as possible. So if you have a question, if you have a comment, you have a dog that's pulling, you have a dog that's jumping, you want to find out how to deal with your dog in the heat, your dog showing aggressive behavior, your cat scratched your favorite chair, great time to call me. The phone number 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That's 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-KRLA. Great time to give me a call. And as I said, I'd love to hear from you guys. Sometimes people think I'm a little eccentric. Imagine that. People think that I could be eccentric. Well, I'm not. I think you believe, like I do, that your dogs and cats do, in fact, have a sense of humor, that they do make you smile. They do make you laugh. Have you never come home in a bad mood? Just the traffic in LA, you're on the 405, you just walk in the house, everything's gone wrong, you spilled your coffee, you dropped your Danish on the floor, you go into the house and your cat or dog does something that turns your entire day around. What do? How do your dogs and cats make you smile? Do they have a sense of humor? Give me a call, let me know. I will, in fact, send you one of these great gifts. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let's go to Sarah in Studio City. Hey, Sarah, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, you know me, Warren, as the giant schnauzer lady.
Oh, the giant schnauzer lady. I know people buy that. The giant. Look at that Labrador. Look at that Labrador guy over there. The schnoodle, the Rottweiler guy down the block, and of course, the poodle lady. Anyway, what can I do to help you out?
Okay, I have a silly question for you, and it's been burning in my brain for years and years.
I'll try to put it out.
No matter what breed of dog I have, and I've had about 40 dogs in my life, when they settle down in bed with me to go to sleep and they're cuddled up against my body, inevitably I get the rear end. toward my face. What goes on there?
Maybe you should try sleeping the other way.
I have. And then they'll get up and turn around, and then they settle down the opposite direction.
You know, exposing their butt is an indication of comfort. You notice when two dogs greet each other, they sniff each other's butts. Well, first of all, when a dog sniffs the butt of another dog, it's kind of like Google. All the information they need is in that butt. It tells them what other dogs are in the area, what cats are in the area, what they smell like, who's the macho dog, who's not the macho dog. All that information. So very often when a dog or a cat presents by, who else would answer that question? Who else would answer that question? But when you have a dog or a cat that exposes or puts their butt up towards your face, it's indicative of, number one, them feeling very, very confident about being with you, and that's why they do it. That's why they do it. In other words, I got to be honest with you. I've been known to wake up with a few butts in my face many, many times in my life. In fact, Molly, my little Molly Chipin, I woke up this morning and I had a butt, and she has no tail. That's even worse. A butt and a stub in your face. But you know what? I'm a firm believer, and this may make me eccentric, and if you're out there, I'd love to hear from you if you agree with me or disagree. Our dogs and our cats have a lifespan, maybe 12, 14, 15, 16, 17 years if we're lucky. We have them for such a short period of time. I just want to enjoy everything about them, good and bad. Yeah, I resolve bad issues or problems that they have, but I want to enjoy everything about them. Sometimes they make me laugh. Sometimes they even get me confused. But the butt in the face, nothing to be concerned about. It's just a.
I wasn't concerned. I was just curious.
Yeah, but that's why when they expose when a dog or a cat, generally a dog, but when they expose their butt to you, it's just indicative of their confidence about being around you and kind of letting you know that everything's okay. So I hope that helps you sleep better.
I am so loved.
Now, how many do you have altogether?
At the moment, just two.
Just.
But at one point, I usually have 2 or 3 or 4 at a time. That's why I had so many.
But you had poodles too, right?
Well, I have a tiny poodle. People call me up and say, "Can you foster?" And I go, "No, I don't foster. Just bring them over and leave them."
Yeah, take the vacancy sign down. That's what you need to do. That big vacancy sign down. You know.
Oh, I should put a V on top of my face.
But it's Sarah. It's people like you that make me continue what I'm doing. And I've been doing this for almost 50. In fact, I just posted something. This is an interesting story. I just posted a photo on my Instagram. Maybe I'll post it on Facebook of a leash that was made for me 50 years ago by an elderly Italian man in the basement of his Brooklyn house. He was one of the first ones in this country to have a breed called a Neapolitan Mastiff brought in. Big dog, beautiful dog, amazing dog. In fact, I judged the first Neapolitan Mastiff Club of America ever judged in the United States was judged by me. So basically, I was very familiar with the breed, so he contacted me and had this real deep Italian accent, and he worked with leather. And, I'm an animal person, so I'm not a big fan of leather, but he made me this leather leash. As I said, I posted it on Instagram, and I've had this leash for over 50 years. Now, if you look at the Instagram picture closely, you'll see a couple of teeth marks in it, not from me, but just a couple of tooth marks in it as well. But, it's just amazing to me how certain people understand the relationship that they have with their dog or cat is more than just this is my dog or this is my cat. Once you accept them as part of your family, it's a whole different relationship.
I wanted to tell your listeners that 5 years ago, someone called and asked if I would foster a 14-year-old Chihuahua that they pulled out of the death row. And I said, no, I'm not going to foster a 14-year-old dog. Just bring him over and leave him. I figured in my head, I'm going, how many more months does he have? On the outside, a year. But he just passed away at 19.
God bless you.
So the guy who has his 19-year-old cat, bless him. And
but you know what?
It was a great experience having him with me.
But you know what? He passed away. The important thing is when you cross the bridge, when anything crosses the bridge, a human being, a dog, a cat, I don't care. Knowing that you're loved, knowing that someone cared for you, and knowing that someone respected you. I'm going to a memorial this evening for a friend of mine, and in a week and a half, Denise and I are going to San Diego for a memorial of someone she's known for many, many years. And whether it be a human being, and I know this is going to get some people angry or PO'd at me, but whether it be a human being from my perspective or a dog, if you love something, you love them. I don't care what they are. If you love them, you love them. And that's always the way I felt. It drove my mom and my papa a little crazy because of all the animals I brought home. But basically, that's how I believe. Love is love, no matter what you love. If you want to love a cockroach, it's up to you. Anyway, Sarah, what can I... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, don't you have a question about do they make you laugh?
Yeah, do your dogs or cats have a sense of humor?
Constantly, all the time. And this little poodle that I've rescued, she likes things that are round. If it's not round, she's not interested in it, and it bounces and makes noises or things like that. She's like a cat. She'll pounce on top of it, throw it up in the air, almost catch it in the air, and she'll play for hours by herself with little round toys.
It's
the greatest kick out of that.
It's absolutely amazing. Like my little, I have Molly and Willie now. Molly's a little bit more reserved. If Willie was, well, he can't stand on his high legs. I'm telling you, I'm expecting to wake up one day and Willie to do a set of stand-up comedy for me. That's how funny he is. I'm telling you, he has this little voice that is just perfectly. His timing is like a real, just amazing. So I'm glad to hear that. Anyway, I got to move on. When was the last time you called, Sarah?
Quite a while ago. You sent me some hugs and kisses, which these dogs sit on the end of the bed waiting for their evening. They think it's a cookie, but I give it to them before they go to bed. They're just their big go to bed treat.
Yeah, the second biggest lie is that. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm blessed already. So just give my gift to some organization that needs it for their critters.
I will do that, and keep calling, and you give those guys a big hug and a kiss from me, and I appreciate that phone call. Hey, great time to give me a call, by the way. I have some open lines, which is pretty rare on the Pet Show, which means I'm going to give away some of the better gifts like the hugs and kisses, the Lucy pet food, kitty lickies, and T-shirts. So if you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat, if you just want to talk about whether or not your dog or cat has a sense of humor, or tell me a story about how you got them. I'd love to hear from some people that have older pets out there, too. If you have an older dog or cat, give me a call. I'd love to send you something. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through. A quick break, then right back to your questions and comments. Little Woody Wood. I was just watching Woody Woodpecker cartoons the other day. Yes, I do watch cartoons. I do watch them all the time. One of my favorite cartoons, I think my favorite cartoon, God, I don't know if it's politically correct or not, but I love Popeye. I just love Popeye because he's always taking care of the bully. That's just me. Great time to give me a call, by the way, if you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat, just want to tell me about a great dog you rescued or a cat you rescued, or tell me whether or not your dog or cat has a great sense of humor. You know they do. If you think your dog or cat doesn't have a sense of humor, then you just don't get it, because they all have a sense of humor. Give me a call. Tell me what your dog or cat does to make you feel better or smile, and I will send you a great gift. You can do it on YouTube as well. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I get inundated every single day. I get up 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's a late morning for me. And I get these incredible stories about animals. So listen to this one. iRobot. I have an iRobot in my house. It cleans your house without you. iRobot has now come out with a new model, and it's billed as their first pet poop detecting RoboVax. Let me say that again. Their first pet poop detecting RoboVax. It says computer vision helps these machines navigate around obstacles more efficiently, which means they should be able to avoid any accidents your pets have on the floor. I looked at this and I said, Warren, what's going on? Listen, let me explain this to you. If your vacuum cleaner in your house needs to avoid dog or cat poop that badly, you have more than a vacuum cleaner problem. You have a dog and cat pooping problem. Why would someone need a vacuum cleaner that goes around poop? I don't get it, but you know what? I bet you there's a lot of people out there buying it. A lot of people out there buying it. But why? If your cat or dog is pooping all over the house, resolve that. Resolve that. Don't worry. Just me, folks. Just me. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. I'm going to do a story, and I'm going to get to this one coming up. I'm going to get to your phones first, though. Jumping up. I get more calls from people that say, wow, my dog's jumping up. That's horrible. What can I do? Should I take my knee and put it in his chest? Should I push him down? My dog is jumping up. What can I do? We're going to talk about that because it's really, really important that I go over that with you. Just the other day, I was driving by my car. I wish I wasn't. And I saw someone pulling their dog down because the dog had jumped up. And I questioned myself, did they ever take the time to teach a dog not to jump? Did they even understand why a dog jumps up? We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. But right now, let me go to Granada Hills and Audrey. Hi, Audrey. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Good morning, Warren. Thank you again for being there. And we've talked a lot, but now, and we talked a couple weeks, I've made notes. I'm going to be real focused here. This is the deal. She's a 17-year-old Yorkie. She weighs a little more than 5 pounds. She's been diagnosed with dementia. Her symptoms are that she goes in the house. She's been tested for UTI negative. She walks around the house. During the night, she howls. She has been sleeping the last few nights. She's on a sleeping medication. Her vet, and they're wonderful over there. He's told my kids that they have to keep her crated because of her going to the bathroom in the house. She doesn't like the crate. Sometimes. And what the vet has said is that sometimes they like the crate because they feel safe and secure in a smaller surrounding. She now has an infection on her paw. She's taking antibiotics for it. And the other day there was.
Well, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding something here. Okay.
Okay.
The vet recommended that you take a dog that's never been in a crate, right?
No, she has. Actually, they don't crate her like put her in a crate, but she has like a crate where her beds are. She loves to go into the crate. She'll go with the door open. The door's open.
Okay, but what I'm saying now is but now you're closing the door at night. Is that it?
Yeah. During the day she has to be in, and the crate has to be closed.
And let me ask you why can't she be, or the crate be put into a room where if she does have accidents outside the crate, they're easy to clean up?
I could ask my kids that, but I don't know how they're going to go along.
Well, listen, the worst thing you can do to a senior citizen, whether it be a senior citizen with 4 legs or 2 legs, is change a lot of things around them. they fall into a pattern. They know their pattern. They enjoy their pattern. I'm in the crate. I understand that, but the door's usually open. All of a sudden, I'm 19 years old. The door is closed. What's going on? I'm not feeling the same. I'm a little confused. I'm suffering from dementia. Whatever the situation may be, my recommendation would be, and I'm going to go against your vet here. I understand the crate aspect of it, okay? But if the dog is peeing and pooping in his crate and having to stay with it, that's intimidating and embarrassing for the dog. The dog never did that before. What I would rather see you do is open the gate on the crate and give the dog some more room. If you have to get a little playpen, a wire playpen where she can come out and get a little bit more room, I'm fine. What the vet is making this dog do, the vet is making this dog stay in its own mess. How bad is that? How horrible?
No, Warren, it never gets wet because they do take her out. That doesn't happen.
So she doesn't pay. Well, how is she getting? You told me she's getting these things on her feet.
My kids let her out. She opens and she goes out and she goes out and she goes potty.
So let me go back then, because maybe I misunderstood you. So she's not having any accidents in the house.
In the house once in a while, but not in the crate. Not in the crate.
Okay.
And she's also, I forgot to tell you that because of this paw thing and because she looks at it, which makes it even worse. I hate them. She's in a cone too, so that's even worse.
This dog's going through a whole lot here. How old did you say the dog was?
17, Warren.
Yeah,
17.
I clean up. Listen, I clean up her pee and poop, keep her safe, and enjoy whatever time you have left with her. Sit down with her every day and tell her how much she's loved. You know you're going to have to say goodbye sooner than later. If you can change as little as you possibly can, again, I would rather see a playpen with the crate in it. This way she can get in and out whenever she wants. She's not changed. In other words, she'd never been confined in the crate before. Now the door is closed. That's a whole difference for her. Maybe she gets up in the middle of the night and really has to go and is holding it at 17 years old. That's what so she's not. I want to get her as comfortable as she possibly can be at this point. I would open up that door and put a kind of a little playpen around that area at this point, and give her a hug and a kiss every day. And just I remember when my mom had to follow her 17-year-old shepherd mix Smokey around for the last year of Smokey's life. My mother would walk around the house with a bucket and a mop, and God bless her for doing that. That's just the way it is. So I know it's hard at 17. I know they love the dog and they're doing everything they think right. But sometimes veterinarians deal with the medical issues, and sometimes behaviorists have to deal with the behavior issues. And sometimes the best thing is when a vet and a behaviorist work at the same time. That's what I do all the time. But I think we're changing a lot of it here, and I think the dog may be going into a little bit of more of a depression on top of the dementia based on the fact that we're changing her environment. Anyway.
And when did you feel that it was time? When would you say that it's time? When would you make that decision, you yourself?
The only person that can make that decision is the people that she lives with. You look in the eyes every day. The eyes are the mirror to the soul, and she will let you know. Also, tell your kids to go onto my website. There's a special section on my website called the Ever After section. I want them to go there. It will help them. It's poems and stories and all these articles written by hundreds of my listeners over the years that had to go through exactly what they're going through right now. So anyway.
The Ever After section, you said, right?
The Ever After section on thepetshow.com. Anyway, I'm going to send you a T-shirt. Don't go anywhere. I got to move on. I'm sending you a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright." Great time to give me a call, by the way. I still got hugs and kisses to give away. I got the books to give away. I got hemp seed oil. I got that all-natural flea spray. I don't usually have it. I have it today. Great time to call me. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Great time to give me a call when I go to a break. When we come back, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and your animal questions. Cartoon Day here on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Don't forget that we check out I got to see a picture of Alex, my engineer, on YouTube, and we're going back and forth. I don't usually see Alex during the show, but I see him right now. I'd rather see his cats, but I guess I got to deal with what I got to deal with. Great time to give me a call. I got lots of great stuff to give away. Plenty of time to take your phone calls. Normally I don't have that much time, but I do have an open line or two. So 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I love to hear from people that have adopted recently or rescued a dog recently from a shelter off the street. I want to hear from people that have older dogs or older cats, geriatric dogs or cats, and how they're doing. I want to hear from people who believe that their dogs and cats have an incredible sense of humor or make them smile. Give me a call. Let me know. And as I said, and the reason I give these gifts away is because my sponsors are amazing. As you know, I said some of them are worth $40 and $50, so everyone gets one. The phone number, now's the time to call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. The next few callers will get hugs and kisses, Lucy Pet Food, or some kitty lickies for their pet. 866-870-KRLA. That is the phone number here on the show. If you want to ask a question on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live there. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. YouTube.com/Warren. I didn't realize I was wearing this T-shirt today. This is my my NYPD Canine Unit T-shirt that they gave me many years ago. All right, before I get back to the phones, to jump or not to jump? Probably one of the most common questions I get asked. You know, jumping is a common and natural behavior in dogs. Why do puppies jump? Puppies jump up to reach in and greet their mothers. You know, very often what a mother dog will do is eat food, and the puppies will eat around the mother's mouth. So they'll jump up. They'll jump up to get to the mother's mouth. So it's a normal way that they greet people as well. Now, there are many methods trainers use to stop a dog's jumping. I want you to hear these methods, and then you know that Warren would never use them. But here are methods that other trainers might use to stop a dog from jumping. Lifting a knee into the dog's chest, grabbing the paws of the dog, pushing the dog away, using prong collars or shock collars sends the wrong message because the dog is jumping because he's looking for attention. That's why he's jumping, and if you give him attention, bad or positive, he's going to respond to it. So let me tell you what I've done with all of my dogs over the years. Over the years, I love my dogs to jump on me. Come on, guys, jump up. And I had elderly grandparents, my parents, relatives, and the dogs couldn't jump on them. So I taught my dogs not to jump on anybody first. Then what I decided to do in my great wisdom was to teach them to jump on me on command. So, my dogs would never jump on anyone, especially when I was training the Buster Brown dog, Tig. He couldn't jump on the kids. But I loved Tig to jump on me. He was an Amstaff. He was just one of those dogs that could jump 6 feet off the ground. So what I would do is after I taught him not to jump on anybody, I said, you know, Tig, we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to teach you to jump up on me when I say a certain word. I use the word puppy up. When I said puppy up, Tig knew that was his cue to jump up. If he didn't hear the word puppy up, he wouldn't jump. You can have it both ways. You don't have to be an abolitionist. You can do it both ways. That's what I've done. It made all the difference in the world. So if you want to have a dog that jumps on you and you enjoy it, don't listen to what people say. Never let your dog jump. If you enjoy it, teach him to jump on command, just like sit, stay, lie down, or come when called. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Dolores in Los Angeles. Hey, Dolores, welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh, hello. Well, I'm calling about the sense of humor that you talked about. But
sure.
Also, my 16-and-a-half-year-old rescue generic Chihuahua, who's quiet most of the time, he does do a lot of biting and licking on his paws. And I heard you talking to someone else a few minutes ago about that. But anyway, I did call about the sense of humor here.
Well, no, it could be if your dog is licking the paws, it could be any number of things. Sometimes it's anxiety. Sometimes it's an allergy. Sometimes it's hay fever, which is part of an allergy. So sometimes it's boredom and behavioral caused as well. So, it's something you should take into consideration as well.
Oh, thank you. Yes. All right. Now, about the sense of humor.
Yeah.
He's a very quiet fellow. However, when my boyfriend comes to the door, he just goes crazy. My he and my boyfriend are just, they were just an immediate match.
Oh, so you got to keep your boyfriend then. He's a nice guy. Keep as long. That's the test. If the dog likes him, he's okay. If the dog doesn't like him, get rid of the bum.
Well, these two were just an instant match when they met. When I met my boyfriend 7 years ago, so he just when my boyfriend comes in, he greets me first, gives me a hug and so forth. But that just isn't satisfactory with the doggy at all. Pumpkin just goes crazy, and he claws at his pant leg. He claws and jumps on me. He for 7 years, he just demands the first attention. So it's just like a complete circus when he comes, and then when he gets some attention,
it sounds like you picked the right guy anyway. So I'm trying to think, Dolores, how old is your dog?
He's 16 and a half years old.
And what kind of dog is it?
He's a rescue generic Chihuahua.
Just a generic. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you. I don't know exactly what I want to send you. You know what? I know what I'm sending you. I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you some hemp seed oil made for digestion from my good friends over at NatureVet for that older dog. 866-870-KRLA. She made me smile. I'll tell you why. You all know that my first wife passed away in 1990 at 36 years old. We were married for 19 years, and she passed away at a very young age from melanoma. That's why when you see Warren, he always has a jar of sunscreen with him. Anyway, that aside, when Faye passed away, I was by myself for a long time, but then I did start dating again eventually. And I had these old farmhouse that was built in 1802 with all kinds of animals I rescued, and dogs and cats and pigs and chickens. So talk about a boyfriend liking the dog. I remember on many a first date, and this was in Cobleskill, upstate New York, many a first date, I would bring my date after we went out to eat or a movie, whatever. Oh, come on home and meet my pets. And the first thing I would introduce them to was my 1,200-pound pig. Well, let me be honest with you guys. There wasn't a whole lot of second dates after that. But my pigs were more important to me than any date I ever could have had. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let's go to, let's go to Linda in Glendora. Hey, Linda, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
My name is Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. I have two questions. One is my dog has a hot spot on his leg, and the other one is that she's 11 years old, an Australian Shepherd, and I think it's about time I get something for her bones. She's very active in her own way, but I think it's time to start looking at her bones.
We can do it all in one shot. In terms of the hot spot, because the Hugs and Kisses supplement contains both lecithin and biotin, that will help tremendously with any hot spots. And in terms of the hips and joints, there's no better product because the Hugs and Kisses 4-in-1 now is enriched with glucosamine and chondroitin. And that's the best combination for the dog's bones and the hips. So I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses for your dog. It'll help with the hot spot. It will help with the bones and the joints at the same time. That's why I made the new Hugs and Kisses 4-in-1, because it encompasses everything you need to keep your dogs and cats healthy. Again, the number here, 866-870-KRLA. Let me do this. Let me take a break when we do this, and we'll come back. We got Eric, we got Keith, we got Nancy, we got Linda. We'll get to all your calls right after this, okay? A little Top Cat here. Hey, if we have time today, I'm going to try to do a segment on how to tell if your dog is sick or not by the way they smell. For example, did you know a musty or stinky feet smell could mean a skin or yeast infection on your dog? A sweet smell or putrid scent could be a sign of skin bacterial infections or abscess. A foul or yeast-like smell could be an ear infection. Bad breath could be a sign of dental problems, and there's more. If you notice your dog has fresh, fruity smelling, that could be a smelly breath, and it smells fruity and sweet. That could be a sign of diabetes. You'd want to check with your vet. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Just a reminder, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, listen, it's free. No one makes anything there, but I do post a lot of stuff there. In fact, I post a lot of shorts, which are just minute information tips, also longer things because I can't do them on the radio. So you should subscribe. It's very simple and it's free. It's youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein, Eckstein. You'll see a lot of great stuff there. In fact, you'll even see some remotes of me doing shows on the Letterman Show or Merv Griffin and the Mickey Mouse Club. So it's a fun. Check it out, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. We are going to Eric. Hi, Eric. Welcome to the Pet Show.
I came late to the cat game. I used to be all dogs, and now I have 3 great indoor rescue cats. And in the process, the last 7-8 years, there have been 2 feral cats who popped up in my backyard. One who is purely feral. I trapped her. It turns out she was already fixed, and I can't even touch her. I give her food every day. The other one's an indoor-outdoor feral. Trapped, got him fixed. My main question is, in about a year or 2, if I move, I don't know what to do because I don't think it's fair to take them with me, but I worry I can't just abandon them now after all these years. Ideas, thoughts, how to take care of them in the future.
Well, first of all, there's no way that you cannot at least take that outdoor cat and make her accept the indoors. That's number one. Number two, if you're moving to a different location, perhaps what you can do is build an outdoor enclosed area for the cat to go out to if she's feral and needs to be outside. I don't have a problem with that. When you bring her inside, put dirt and grass in a litter box. Now, if you leave her behind, I don't know who's going to take care of her. You don't know who's going to take care of her. I hear from your voice, obviously, there's a relationship there. And I don't know if there's any other cat colonies in the area that she could be introduced to. But my gut reaction tells me if you're willing to work with it, if you're really willing to work on it, little by little, and as you say, you got a year to do it, I would try to get it to the point at least where she's accepting living indoors. If you can do that, then you can make the transition. Because leaving a feral cat that's become dependent on you, and then all of a sudden you're gone and there's no one she could depend on, is pretty scary from my perspective. I know that's not what you want to hear, Eric, but that's how I feel.
You know, I actually agree with you. One feral cat, I transitioned him to indoor-outdoor. He's 50-50. He's done fantastic. I think I could do that. The other one, I worry a bit, but I like your idea of maybe taking the one who I think really needs to be outside, take care with me, but maybe coming up with some outdoor enclosure.
Yeah, if you go online and you Google cat enclosures, there's all different types of cat enclosures out there. Make sure it's safe that you can't get out of. But I think that would be the best thing. You know, very often people say, well, where do you get this? Sometimes I just got to answer the question from my heart. And I can tell, I'm not psychic by any means. You know, people say, oh, you're psychic. No, I'm not psychic at all. Anyway, I can tell just from listening to your voice that your concern, your relationship, and your compassion for these cats is amazing. And if you leave without that one cat, I guarantee you're going to wonder whatever happened to her every night. Let's make the best decision. Right. If you can work with a local group, trap, she's already spayed or neutered, you said. Let's try to build up her confidence a little bit of time. You know, leave an article of your clothing outside, buy her food so your scent becomes familiar with her. And I think little by little you'll be able to make that transition to move to wherever you're going to move to, and that you'll be able to take the cats with you. I made a friend of mine in Staten Island, New York, had a feral cat colony she took care of with 11 cats for many years. Her mother was real sick and they had to move moved to Florida. So she said, Warren, what am I going to do with these 11 cats? I answered her question the same way I answered yours. Go down there, build a cat enclosure. We'll make arrangements with an organization to bring them down. All 11 cats were brought down to Florida. They had an outdoor enclosure. They lived happily ever after from that point on. So there are many things you can do, and I want to ease your mind and make life as good for the that feral cat left behind as possible.
Thank you. Great advice. I'm going to listen to it.
Eric, don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. I want you to specifically, easy for me to say, I want you to specifically read the chapters on building up confidence and self-image. I think it'll help you out. I'm going to take a break in just a second. Before I do that, it's getting close to the top of the hour. Let me just remind everyone, when I get off the air here at KRLA in Los Angeles, immediately I go into my national Canadian show on Radio America Armed Forces Radio. I'll give you that number in a little while. Now, you'll be the first ones calling. So if I didn't get to you today or if you got a question, I give away the same type of gift. So grab a pencil. When we come back from this break, I will give you that phone number for the national show. Don't start calling. It starts at 1 o'clock. And as I said, you'll be the first ones calling because actually it starts a couple of minutes after. So the rest of the country and Canada won't hear it. You'll be the first ones. So I'll give you that number in a little bit. But right now, a quick break, then right back to your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. And Nancy, I'm going to try to get you a call, but let me give you the phone number for National Canadian Show. It even goes to Guam. We're big in Guam. Write this number down. Don't start calling till 1 o'clock. It's my National Canadian Show. The same type of show. I do give away the same gifts, so by the way, so you're not losing anything. And again, as I said, you guys will be the first ones up there based on the fact that the show starts at 5 minutes after. So if you start calling at 1, it goes to Washington, D.C., Radio America. But just remember, be patient. Takes them a while to answer in Washington. They're not as fast as we are here in Los Angeles. That number, 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. Let me see if I can get to Nancy real quickly here. Hey, Nancy, what's happening?
Hi, Warren.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
What can I don't have a lot of time, so what can I do for you?
I adopted a cat in January. She's 3 years old, and she was absolutely terrified of me. Absolutely terrified. I couldn't even find her in the house for 2 weeks. And she's getting better. She's making progress, but I still don't pick her up. I don't feel like she'll tolerate for me to pick her up.
Here's what you need to do. When she's sitting next to you or you're on the floor with her, take your hand and put it under her belly and just rub it very gently. That's enough for the first day. Second day, do the same thing. Third day, maybe just put a little upward pressure on it. That's enough. Fourth day, the same thing. In other words, little by little, over a period of 3 weeks or a month, you can put a little bit more pressure till maybe you can lift her an inch or so off the ground. And as she starts feeling comfortable, you holding her, then obviously you'll be able to lift her higher and higher. I've had to do that with many cats I rescued over the years. Just kind of rub their belly for a while so they get familiar with your hand under them, and then kind of a little upward pressure, and over a period of time, a little bit more till they feel real comfortable, and then you'll be able to pick them up.
Yeah, that's a lot farther than I've gone already. I pet her on the head. She'll tolerate about 4 pets on the head. But one time I ran my hand down her back and she almost jumped out of her skin.
Yeah, well, don't pet her. If she'll accept 4 times, leave her wanting. Pet her 3 times on the head. Don't pet her just to the point where she'll accept it. Go 3 times, and then wait a while, and then maybe a week later go 4 times, little by little. By the way, Nancy, do you have a copy of my cat book?
I do. You sent it to me when I called in the springtime. So
okay, I want
you don't need to send.
No, but I want you to really
a particular chapter.
Yeah, I want you to really go over that chapter of building up the self-image and confidence, especially the confidence factor, because actually it sounds to me like the cat is not that confident with you yet, but will gain more confidence the more you do what I suggest that you do. I got to move on, but keep working on it every day. Give me a call back in a couple of weeks. We'll go a little bit further. You know, it's so important that we understand, and so many people, and I don't want to sound egotistical, don't realize that when we adopt or we save an animal, many of the animals we take in have come from abusive or horrible situations, and God knows what they've been through. So we have to remember that the way to resolve any issue is gentle. Forget these trainers and behaviors. Well, you got to flood the dog, you got to flood the cat, make them do it, make them. No. Let them gradually accept what is, and little by little you can increase their exposure, and by increasing that exposure little by little, you're building up not only their self-confidence, you're building up their self-image, and that makes all the difference in the world. Little by little, not all at one time. There's no such thing as instant gratification when you're dealing specifically with behavior. Again, let me give you that number for the network show. It starts at 1 o'clock. You can start calling 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. And again, a reminder, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, check it out. I'm sure you're going to love it. It's all free. It's simply youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein. Until next week, you all know what to do. Give all of your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. You've been listening to The Pet Show.